The film starts in a quiet neighborhood where a soldier named Ray Francis comes back home after many years. He has been waiting for this moment to reunite with his girlfriend, Kelly, and start a new life together. In a peaceful park, with leaves softly rustling, Ray can't wait any longer. He kneels down and asks Kelly to marry him, feeling very happy and hopeful. They are both very excited to celebrate this special moment. But just as they are about to leave, a group of noisy young men start bothering Kelly, ruining their happiness. Ray quickly reacts to protect Kelly. He can't stand by and let her be harassed. In the confusion, a fight breaks out. Suddenly, one of the young men is hurt and falls to the ground, hit by a sharp object during the struggle. In the next few days, Ray is taken to court. He is now facing serious charges. Even though he was protecting Kelly and himself, he gets a heavy sentence. However, because he confessed and showed he was sorry, his sentence is reduced, and he is promised an early release. But more trouble comes Ray's way. The young man who died was the son of a powerful government official named Harvey. Full of anger and sadness, Harvey uses his power and money to get revenge. He bribes Jack, the head of the prison where Ray is, to make sure Ray's life is made difficult. In the prison, Ray quickly becomes a target. A mean warden named Rico doesn't like Ray from the start and tries to make his life miserable, looking for any reason to harm him. Ray also faces trouble from other prisoners, especially a gang led by a man named Mazen, who has a lot of power inside the prison. Things get very tense, but luckily, another warden named William steps in to stop the fight before it gets worse. As weeks went by, Ray found some peace working in the prison library. There, he met David, an older inmate who also ran the library. This place became a safe space for Ray, even though Mazen's group kept teasing him. Ray stayed calm and didn't let them bother him. But then Rico decided to make Ray's life even harder. He went through Ray's personal things, mishandling pictures of Kelly to upset him. Even in the restroom, Ray couldn't find peace. An inmate tried to mess with him, and Ray fought back. Unfortunately, this only led to more punishment. Ray slowly realized that all these troubles weren't random. Jack, the head of the prison, was behind it all. Jack had created a place where justice didn't exist and cruelty was common. Ray found himself trapped in a cycle of violence and torture, with Jack pulling the strings. At lunchtime, Ray sat with David and a young guy who seemed too young to be in jail. Their talk moved to the library because other prisoners were causing a fuss. There, David shared his story. About 15 years ago, he and his younger brother robbed a place and killed someone. David got caught, but his brother died. David had hidden the stolen money well, and no one ever found it. Ray was surprised and very happy when Kelly came to visit him. He didn't expect her, so seeing her made his day. But Rico was there too, trying to make Ray angry. Despite the difficulty, Ray stayed calm because Kelly was there. Soon after, the young inmate got into trouble. Other prisoners started picking on him, but Ray stepped in to stop them. Williams, another warden, came later to help keep things under control. All this tension was getting to Ray. His frustration grew, and when another guy attacked him, Ray hit back hard. Rico always seemed to show up when Ray was in trouble. This time, Rico brought Jack with him. Jack, who had been paid to hurt Ray, grabbed a stick and beat Ray badly. After this, Rico and his gang gathered in a room. They talked about how the top warden didn't want to be part of their bad actions and decided to step away to avoid more trouble. Williams, who always thought something was wrong with how Rico and his friends treated Ray, also wanted to stay out of it. He was an honest senior warden and told his co-workers not to follow Rico blindly. But even with this warning, they still met with Jack, who was planning something new. Rico and his friends were busy searching a prisoner's room and found a knife. Later, the prisoner, while cleaning the bathrooms, realized Rico had used that knife to kill the top warden, making it look like the prisoner did it. Meanwhile, David visited Ray. They had grown distant, but now David understood Ray better. Ray, known for his bravery in battle, saw his time in prison as a way to make up for the death of a young, innocent person he had caused before. Ray and David's growing friendship bothered Mazen and his gang. They didn't like Ray because of this friendship. Things got worse when Mazen and his guys attacked someone in the shower and tried to blame it on Ray's group. But Ray had nothing to do with it and tried to clear their name, showing that Mazen's group was responsible. Kelly came to visit Ray again, but this time Rico and his guys made her go through a very inappropriate check, forcing her to take off her clothes. This was to mess with Ray's mind and break him down. Mazen was also part of this plan with Rico and his gang. They wanted to get rid of David and Kelly quickly to make Ray angry and lash out. All these terrible things made Ray feel completely crushed. He spent his time alone, unable to handle the constant stress. It felt like a never-ending nightmare. When Williams finally got him out, he wanted to know what happened. But Ray, having lost faith in everything, couldn't talk about it and stayed silent, not giving Williams any information. The next day, Ray was back to his usual activities in prison. But he soon found out that Mazen had tried to convince the young inmate to kill him. When the young guy didn't do it, Mazen hurt himself instead. Hearing this made Ray very angry. The following day, Mazen's group confronted Ray, demanding answers. Thanks to his military training, Ray could assess their fighting skills and knew he could beat them. In no time, he had Mazen at a disadvantage. Ray was so mad that he thought about killing Mazen, but David gave him a look that suggested not to. Suddenly, David, who was hugging Ray, spun around to protect him. Mazen had gotten back up and was trying to stab Ray from behind, but David's quick reflexes saved Ray. After this, Ray, still in handcuffs, was brought by Williams to talk with Jack in his room. During their conversation, Jack revealed why he did what he did and how much he got paid. But Jack didn't know that Ray was recording everything he said. This meant Williams could easily arrest Jack and his two friends, exposing them in the bribery scandal. Meanwhile, David was in bad shape because of his stab wound. He saw Ray as a trusted friend and made him promise to take the hidden stolen money and give some to his daughter. When the day came for Ray to be released, Kelly was there, having missed him terribly. Following David's wishes, they quickly passed David's message and the cash to his daughter. In the end, we see Williams welcoming a new prisoner, who was Harvey. He was the big boss who had orchestrated the whole messy situation. And the film ends. So the moral of the story is, always record your evil boss's confessions. You never know when it might come in handy to get you out of a sticky situation and maybe even free some hidden loot.